the curtains, dim the lights, let's start the show. Another week of Upland news, let's fucking go. Every day in Upland there's a stream for you. Different types of players and their points of view. Saturdays are for the Clue Crew, and we've got a lot to chew through, keeping tabs on all we can and sticking it to the man.
I'm not your lawyer, your banker, or your mother. Do your own research and make your own damn decisions. Welcome to the Clue Crew, where each week we discuss the various news, facts, and rumors. We're putting our heads together to solve the mystery that is Upland. I'm Skoobie, and with me again is Sirness, as well as Uplando. How are you all doing today?
Fantastic. Great to see you, Uplando.
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for having me. This is fantastic. I'm excited to be here.
Hey, we're excited to have you, man. This is you're our first guest. You are the inaugural guest on the Clue Crew. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Nice. Very, very cool.
I just made tea that I just stopped steeping like as the right before the theme song came on, so it's still steaming hot. I burned my lip already, but hey, you know.
Stay focused.
This is great. No, it's always good to be sitting around the table again. We have a lot of history. Skoobie and I go way, way, way back to the very beginning. So and Sirness, of course, you've been in such a huge part of Upland in the more recent year. So it's cool to be here, and I appreciate being here on the show.
Honestly, I couldn't be happier that you reached back so positively. And yeah, no, we have that history, and you know what? It's like old times, and there's a lot going on in Upland lately that kind of feel like old times again. I don't want to jinx it, but lately it's kind of feeling like the old times.
Yeah, I agree. It does.
Oh, I had something for that. Oh well. Thoughts, they come and go, but friends, they're forever.
That's right.
That's
exactly right.
So yeah, normally, I say normally, this is like our third episode, but in as much as there is a normally, we just go through the things that have been going on, like a lot of the other shows. We also talk about the other shows, not in a negative way necessarily, but just we're all talking about the same things. We're all in the same chats and whatnot, and we do prizes and giveaways like the other shows as well, but a little bit different is I like to do mine through video games, like with some of the old days I used to do this, and that's what we got going on now. I'm going back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, so a little bit later in the show, I'll have people in the chat throw out a, something, name, whatever, and we'll assign people some teams to give away some prizes. What are the prizes? You'll find out. I don't even know. But yeah, Uplando, you are one of the OG players of the game. I mean, you got the name Uplando, which I have to. I'm sure you've been asked this before. I've probably asked you this before, but is that Uplando Calrissian? We going Star Wars with that? Was that it?
Yeah, it was it. It was when I first got into the game. I actually have Uplando in the world of Upland, so you'll see that avatar running around. But what had happened was I didn't get it confirmed, so a month had gone by. It was like November 2019, and I was like chomping at the bit to get into the game and start buying, but my Uplando character, that email wouldn't get verified, and so I switched to a different email address, which is KCBC. So it's Kansas City Bitcoin Cryptocurrency. That's what KCBC is. And then all of a sudden, Uplando gets approved after I had went in and bought tons of collections and started, grabbing up 2019's inaugurals, everything in San Francisco and New York. And so I still have Uplando. That account has no assets. It may have a Genesis or something asset in there, but it has no properties, anything else. But people say I'm multi-accounting. No, I'm not. Not in the multi-accounting sense.
I
still have that. Yeah, exactly. I would love to transfer one by one properties over. to it. At some point, I probably will be able to, but at this point, I kind of go under the radar as KCBC. But yeah, I am. Uplando was I crafted that name because I wanted it. I wanted a persona. I didn't want to play it. I wanted to play it as a street smart detective. And so it's partly film noir detective and partly the coolest cat in Star Wars is Lando Calrissian.
Oh, there's no
You
question.
also got the coolness factor of if you want to go public, you have Uplando, and then when you want to be private, you got KCBC.
That's right. That's right.
It's your
That's
your alter ego.
That's right. Alter ego for my alter ego.
Yeah, and yeah, no doubt about Lando Calrissian being the coolest cat in there. I mean, Billy D. Williams also the coolest Two-Face we ever didn't get. Prove me wrong.
Yo,
I'm
you're right.
I'm still mad at Tim Burton. He set it up. He had him as Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Then you got a sequel, and you went, yeah, but we got Danny DeVito, so we went with the Penguin. No, Harvey Dent's right there.
Agreed. I would have been on board.
Well, so we brought you on here for your take on a bunch of things, but also I sent you some interview questions, because that's what you do when you have a guest on a show. That's what Ellen DeGeneres taught me. I shouldn't use her as an example. Actually, she wasn't very nice. That's what Tyra Banks taught me. Oh no, shit.
Oh.
Someone taught me that. I don't know. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Conan. There we go. Conan. I like Conan.
So the first one we kind of went over a little bit already, but briefly in just a couple sentences, what is your Upland story so far?
Yeah, like I said, the 2019 entrance into the game, and then furthermore, just trying to help new players come into the game, because when I was a new player, there wasn't a lot of reference material like a YK 2012 has now. This abundance of material that you can go, a treasure trove of you can dig down into, which is interesting because YK and I had this kind of battle going on in new users in that channel and in Discord for Upland to grab as many of the new users as we possibly could. But the irony of that is that the most people were getting helped, and YK did prove to be someone who was in it for the long haul. So I got to give him props for that, and I appreciate what he does. So it started there, and then I did the broadcast. So really with some others originating, yourself, of course, is I give credit to as the originator of the Upland Cafe, the original Upland Cafe, which is the Discord voice channel. And there I would do a nightly show. And I did it without recording it for about 150, 175 shows. And then recorded, I did another 200 with the Goldsmith in tow as my co-star on that. And we just did it, we just ran through it. And so that's pretty much where I still moderate on Telegram and Discord. I'm still in the game, still active. I'm just not running the nightly shows and doing that. Yeah.
And we all miss you. That was something that I was never able to really attend live. My evenings are, I like to joke whenever I'm in the cafe that like if I'm in the cafe, that means I'm working, because
That's true.
My evenings by and large, like that's my own. I now take out Saturday evenings to do this, but otherwise, like, nah, if I'm home, I'm watching a movie with the wife or something, But I didn't know that you had recorded those back then. Otherwise, I would have been like listening to them the next day, like I'm doing now with the other community shows. That's what I do. I keep up on the whole Upland TV guide just like the next day. I go to work, I load up the stream, I listen to it on like 1.5, and then I hop in the cafe. I'm trying to bring it back, by the way. I'm bringing the cafe back.
I love it. We have to have people that are willing to do this. And I got a tip of the hat to you guys, because we have to have people that pick up the torch and run with it. You got to carry that mantle. There was a lot of us in the early days that set that foundational kind of tone for what we wanted to do with the community and ushered it in. And you got to have people that are go-getters and self-motivators and starters to pick it up and run with it. So hats off to you guys, like the Ninja guys, the Vulgar Uplander, you guys, Lightning Leg. You're all putting in that time and effort to produce these shows, and it takes a lot. So good on you.
Oh, please. To that end, I will say to anybody that catches it, if you ever do see me just chilling in the cafe and whatnot, I'm the only one in there. That's what it is. I'm just delivering mail and chilling. So like, if you want to chat, I'm in there. That's but if not, that's cool too. Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything else other than our country's service. But
that's right.
so all right, I'm gonna move right along then. What has been your proudest Upland achievement?
I would say it's been the broadcasting. I think that's what did it. Having done that of what I intended to do to where I took a hiatus from the show. That whole period of time and having the holiday shows and having so many people and making that original cafe almost at one time, if not more popular than general chat. We had
Hmm.
more people in the cafe than we did in a general chat when it was at its height. And that really helped not only each other and all these players to understand the game a little bit more with communication, but it also helped the team of Upland in these city openings as to what was going on, boots on the ground. This is timing out. We're getting spinning wheels of death. We're having these issues. They would sit there, Squall Muzza and others would come in to the cafe and sit to find out what was going on and then report back to the team. They had stopped some of the openings because of our reporting on what was going on. So I think we effectively did something really, really cool in doing so. Those have been, along with Woodward Park winning for the build off and the West Coast. That was a huge win on that second round of Spud. Of course, the Sparklet Wars repeating that. I know, yes, yeah, yes, the Borgs in there doing their nasty bit of business.
That's okay. We're in between wars right now. We can be friends.
That's right.
We can be
That's right. We
friends.
can be friends. We have peace treaty going on right now. And then collaborating with what I'm doing right now. This is gonna get pinned right on that board because this is what keeps it going. This is what's fun. And I really honestly I feel good to be sitting here with you guys because it's people that have kept this going and people Skoobie that I know like you. It's been great. That's it.
Well, that's perfect. That leads right into the next one because if that's how things are going, where are they going to go next? What are your goals? Short, long term? Where do you want to go in Upland? Any projects or whatnot you got going on?
So the short term had been kind of following along, building these cities up, like in San Francisco with Ben 68. Over in New York, there was some builds going on. In Fresno, we had some good groundswell, but then it tapered off. So then we had that second wave of player that came in that boosted better, these newer cities that came out. So now you've got, some in Arizona, you've got these other locations that are really kind of doing very well. And so there's that achievement in wanting the long-term goal is to build out an entire city that is under my control. I know that sounds very,
You are a Borg. That is such a
Yeah.
Borg answer.
It is such a boring thing to say. But I mean that,
You
larger
sound like
properties.
Big A.
Larger property must assimilate larger properties that you can now build multiple structures on. I mean, that changes. That's a game changer. And boom. I know. So that my long term is to reach 2 million UPIX a month that I'm getting earnings, and then I'm wanting for nothing at that part. Like I just went into Rome and blew 1.2 million UPIX on big properties.
You
So
say that now. You say
Yeah,
wanting for nothing now.
That's
Then
right.
you reach it, and you'll have that next bar. You know you will.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good. That's a good thing to have. It's a good aspiration to have. But those are my, the short term and long term. That's pretty much it.
Right on. Well, I guess that pretty much probably answers the next question. Was going to be what keeps you active in Upland, but I'm assuming that getting to that point. Approaching.
That and again, doubling down and going back to hear the content creators that continue to do, because that's what I like. That's what I'm into. That's what I had done for so long. But Nosafi, I think that's how you say it. I could be saying it completely
I
wrong. The
have
French.
no idea.
Yeah, he is. He is a broadcaster. Again, the ninjas, Lightning Leg, Vulgar, you guys. That's cool. I like that. I like the content creators, the Upland generated content, the user generated content. So I like seeing those buildings and those structure ornaments, those assets that are decor. And I really wish that some of those had I wish some of those structures had been utilized and they could be still utilized to attract the uppies that are coming in, because I really think that players need to have those assets that mean something in the game. Dare I say it? NFT hasn't been mentioned in the last year. I mean, do I need to open that can of worms?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you caught our stream last week, but we went over the OG Upland roadmap,
Yeah.
piece by piece, and one of the things that was real easy to point out was how many times in that roadmap the word NFT and crypto were used, and it's like and it. I pointed out several times last week, like, it's not that I'm unaware that Upland has pivoted. We know that you changed directions a little bit. That's
Yeah.
fine. But don't act like we're fucking imagining this. You said this.
Yeah.
I didn't reach out to you on Brave. You reached out to me on Brave.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a thing. That's interesting because in the lexicon of Upland, the word, NFT, crypto, those type of things were definitely prominent. And even Sparklet, Sparklet is a cryptocurrency in and of itself to some degree. It's a utility, but still, these things were, I think these things were development early on that took longer than what they'd expected. So the window to produce this took too long, and then the interest waned, and then you finally put it out there, and it was, you're on stage to not the stadium full of people that you thought you had once had, or that were still listening in on the conversation of what was going on. It still provides a service, and it does what it needs to do, but you got to turn around those development cycles quicker, and I think they've done that with, and I'll get into this later, but I think they're doing that with Uppies. Let's hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that regard, and if you want to, I'll even let you include Uppies in this. But in your opinion, what has been the best Upland platform improvement? The biggest mechanic, the biggest thing. What and it can be something they've taken away. It could be the timeline, any mechanic they put in.
I think I think everybody's gotten used to it now, so it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it's the stability of city openings. I mean, if you look, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Good answer.
people take that for granted now, because if you were back in the old school when it was on City 4, 5, and 6, whew, dare I say it, the Bronx, dare I say some of these locations,
The
that came
disco
to
lights.
the disco lights and the spinning wheel of deaths, we don't have that anymore. People don't experience that pain and suffering of that anymore, and having to restart city openings. What's that, Sirness?
What's a stress test?
Yeah, what's a stress test? Yeah, what's a stress test? Yeah. So
I don't have a clue on that one.
Yeah. So that's probably been the biggest. I mean, that's been the biggest improvement in my opinion overall. If they could nail everything to that expectation to where it is now, we'd be in a harmonious Upland if everything went as swimmingly as they have done for city opening. So that's the biggest thing. The other things that were the antithesis of that, I think that the brand partnerships with the NFLPA, the football, the soccer, that type of thing, that I think there's still an appetite for it. I think there's a crowd for it, but I also think that it's waned, and I don't think that it adds value to our experience in Upland. Now, that could just be me because I don't do as much of it. I didn't go in on it hard, but I don't know how that gives or brings me some type of added benefit to my Upland experience. Whereas I believe that the Uppies and Life totems, I feel like they didn't get the totem cycle right, and on Uppies they're kind of getting it right. They're ushering it in faster, which is they need a faster life cycle development to push these things through. I think totems really suffered from too long of a period of time, and we still really don't even know. I mean, you've got biology life running around in the world of Upland before you have plants. I mean, you know what I mean? You should have probably get the plants and the vegetation and the wildlife and all that ushered in before you did people, but this is where we are. So,
Right. And I don't, because in it, the plants that are coming, aside, but we have the sunflower nursery. It's built. It's
yeah.
ready. I myself put like 50,000 sparkling on that thing. I was like, if I'm not gonna own it, I'm gonna build it.
Yeah.
And we're waiting to see how that goes. But those, if I understand correctly, those aren't going to use Protum, right? Aren't those planning on like going straight to the next system?
I guess it's going to the next system. And I'm not taking a dump on it. I'm just saying
No, it's okay
I
to do
don't
that.
I
It's
don't
all right.
know where it's going, but I know where this Uppies thing is kind of going. And just to say something really quick here, I plugged it in but I want to get it out now. Look, we have seen a departure of some major C title employees from Upland, and we've seen some of the other different levels of employee that are gone from Upland. And in my opinion, they're on a skeleton crew. However, having said that, the sharpening of the vision and the focus has gotten much better because I believe they've taken all of that and put it towards development to churn out these different, different mechanics and assets in the game. If they nail this Uppies thing right, and you actually have an ongoing burgeoning artificial life that's in Upland that you take care of, it's kind of Simish in a way. It's kind of these other types of, this is what people like. People like upkeep games like that. It keeps them engaged. And as long as you benefit, the thing that is on the front end is that the game benefits. The USD sales that is what's keeping this all afloat, people. That's what's keeping this all alive. It's not Upix sales, it's USD. So we're going to have that, but we also need the benefit of the front loading of that, keeping Upland afloat by putting our USD in. We want the benefit that comes out of it.
Yeah, that couldn't agree more. So that's great. That's the things that Upland's doing good. You pointed out some of the things that Upland it didn't do so good. Some of the things that haven't served you at all. Which I completely agree on a lot of those. Because we're trying to be trying to go for a salty sweet thing here on the Clue Crew. It's kind of like a take 5. If you ever had a Reese's Take 5, you got the salt, you got the sugar, you got to get both. That's how you have a balanced nutritional diet. So bearing that in mind, we don't all you can't always be popping champagne. It can't always be a victory.
Right.
Everyone's made mistakes. What do you personally feel has been your worst Upland decision? Like the biggest, oh, I can't believe I did that.
I'm gonna say this in a way that's backwards a little bit. Okay, so the things that I didn't do at first seemed like those were my biggest mistakes. Okay, but knowing that I felt a certain way about them and having inside basically looked at it and really dug in deep to what these projects were supposedly going to yield. The Green Rabbit, I didn't do the Green Rabbit thing, okay? I didn't go in on the Green Rabbit. Okay?
We're saving Envenom for another episode.
Okay, I know, but
that's gonna be a whole there's people right now going, Green Rabbit?
Who?
No, that's gonna be a whole special episode. I'm saving that. Don't worry.
And where I wanted to support creator-driven content and creator-driven games and experiences, that one seemed to have the most promise. But again, I was kind of an outlier to say this is going to be a disaster. I can tell you right out the gate, and I was attacked for that. And now, having gone back and seen it, there's a different story to be told there. Now, in terms of my biggest mistakes, I got rid of properties that I shouldn't have, and I didn't go into collections as hard as I thought I was going into them. I would have liked to have gotten in on some of those early on rare collections. Mm-hmm. So JFK properties, things of that. I still have some inaugurals, some others that I wanted to get in on. Some other ultra rares in San Francisco. I didn't quite get those. No, those are, that is the gold ring, the brass ring. It's tough to get those. You're not going to get painted ladies. Those are never going to come up. I mean, once in a few negotiations, you may run across somebody that wants to get rid of those, but those are going to be hard to come by. So I'm glad that I got them, but I wish I would have went in harder, and I wish I would have went in harder on New York for the flip, because there's not a lot of community in New York. It was older players, and that first burgeoning flip when the prices were out, that would have been a good exit strategy if you went into this for a investment. Turn New York straight over, got out, laying on a beach in Costa Rica.
You could have, and you could. I remember for a minute there, the like USD floor was $150. Like it was it was something insane like that for a minute, and so you're not kidding, man. Oof.
So those, and I got rid of some of my Dumbos, the bigger properties, the earners that I had. But again, that hindsight, I am working on house money at this point. So not everybody can say that. So not to brag, but I am working on house money. So
I can't say
that. It's understandable. We all meet Upland where we meet Upland. So anyway, that's it. That's my not horrible mistakes, but I've been lucky and fortunate enough to hold out and not really burn it and be burned out by it.
So if anybody's wondering where Abdullah got all of his collection properties, it was from Uplando.
Not true at all. Not true at all. And I didn't go into the property swap thing. I didn't do that and lose properties. I did one round of that, and it was so nerve-wracking. I was like, and I only did that with one person in the game who I had traveled with. I had done some business meetings with Satoshi's View. I don't know if you remember Satoshi, but he and I,
man, I haven't thought about him forever.
We did a lot of business dealings early on, and he was somebody that I trusted and still to this day trust. So that was my only swap, and I'm out. I don't care how much you can make. I'm not doing it. Yep, Sirness knows. Not doing it.
Yep. I was in the cafe explaining it to somebody exactly what Tim swapping was, how it worked back then, and what versus today and everything. And it was, as I was listening to myself explain it, it sounded so weird with the modern culture. But I was talking about how the painted ladies used to be called loose ladies because you could swap them.
Yep, big money for those too, and you could immediately grab the Upics. You didn't have to wait. So, players, those players are gone, and they were damaging the system, and so I'm not sad it's gone.
No. I not only didn't do that, I also didn't try to actively collect collections because I didn't want to cover up my beautiful Block Explorer. I worked hard for that Block Explorer, and I wasn't gonna cover it up with these silly stacks of coins.
That's another thing I want to get to, and I hate to segue into that, but just real quickly,
please.
There's something on that Upland has not done, and it's a deliverable that's still out there, and we need to champion it. Everybody who's an executive needs to make sure that Upland makes good on their. It's a statue. It's a unique statue for all the executives.
I put in for mine. Did you put in for yours?
Well, I haven't. What's interesting is that I know that a lot of people have put in for it, but have never received it. I've never known of an executive that ever got one. And here's the thing: if you look at all the perks in Upland when you level up, the only two that had something unique was a director for a Block Explorer that you got that was specific to what you had sent in, and that one of statue. And early on, Skoobie, I don't know if yours does have it or not, but my Block Explorer, I got to submit a 2-sentence.
We talked about it last week, actually. Yeah, I showed mine and my little backstory. Yeah, and how you can't do that anymore. Hell, you can't even get a Director's Block Explorer anymore.
You can't. So those one-ofs are gone. They are now becoming more collectible, those one-of Director Block Explorers. And the ones that have the actual definition that players got to write in there, in my opinion, those are probably the most collectible Block Explorers outside of lower rarities, 1 of 15s. But I think those are truly 1 of 1s because they are unique and they have that written description. So I think those are really incredible. Whereas these statues, I don't know if they'll do that, but that would be the worst thing that Upland could do in my mind, is to not deliver on all the deliverables, but that one specifically because you earned it. You made it to executive. It is now your perk to have gotten there, and that you should be rewarded that. So I'm keeping them on the hook for that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, I submitted for mine. I had one in an auction. It was the childhood home of the like founder of Dungeons and Dragons,
Ah,
and yeah, so I put in for my statue as a statue of a D20 that
cool.
I'd like to put on that property. So here's hoping. Hmm.
Here's hoping. We'll see where that goes to. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, we'll see where that goes to. It's out there in the air now. So,
So you mentioned earlier about the different brand partnerships that Upland has gone through, how and some of them have obviously been more successful than others. Um, what, especially considering that X1 recently confirmed, service structures are intended to be a potential avenue for them to do brand sponsorships. You know, a Starbucks cafe, a Lowe's department store. What would be your ideal brand partnership for Upland?
any any brand deal that wasn't the selling of the souls of all the Uplanders to bring new onboarding in. So I don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul on this deal so that we have 50,000 new, entries into Upland. I want it to be something that isn't just selling the farm. I would like to see there to be some kind of push to onboard new players into the game. I think it would be great to incentivize that new player by some kind of brand deal awareness, right?
Hmm.
So it's the same if you go into a military service and you do the schoolwork and you come in above a private, you've done that work to be there. So it would be the same thing. You immediately come in at a certain level that you get with buying into this package, and then you get up to that level. So you're getting some kind of instantaneous reward for doing so. It's a perk. Um, I think that would be a really cool, and I don't care what it is necessarily. I just don't want it to be something that it is an obvious, we just need numbers. I'd like it to be something that was community based, that people would be in there for a long time, and not just come in for a quick grab and out they go. We have to deal with the aftermath.
So
I
you
was
you
saying
don't.
this on the last show, right? We really need more of an organic growth model and not just, okay, let's get eyeballs for a week or a month. Get the small businesses in here, the ones that really aspire to put something out there, something real, and not just okay, here's our name. We want things to feel like there's a pulse to things. So whether that's an activation in a real business or what have you, make it meaningful, substantive, not just okay, here's a big name.
Agree. I totally agree with you. And that could be Legos. I don't care what it is. It's just something that bridges the gap of the age group, because, Legos are childhood to adults. I mean, the models are huge. So something that has that span of audience. But yeah, that'd be my answer to that.
So you know what? I love that. You don't care what it is, as long as it works and doesn't come off as desperate. You know what?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so I got just one more question left for you in the interview, and then we're gonna go over some other stuff. Which if you got to get out of here, understand, but you are welcome to stay as a co-host basically the rest of the time, whatever you want
Rock
to
and
do.
roll, man. I appreciate it. I do have some things to get to, but we'll go for a little bit longer here. I
Sure.
appreciate it, guys.
I'm going to take a moment here, though, and everyone in the chat, go ahead, put in hashtag Uplando, in honor of our guest here, and we will get you on a team. We're doing a Harry Potter themed fight. We are going to have a team of Harrys versus a team of Hermiones, Voldemorts, and Dumbledores. We're going to see who's going to win.
Expelliarmus, man.
That's
Come on, let's get it going. Let's get it going.
We'll do a team of 100 of each.
I like it.
Oh, no, that's a 0. Come on. All right, and then Uplando. So, do you have any projects, anything going on that you'd like folks to be aware of inside of Upland, outside of Upland, or anything else you would like to shill? This is your time if there's anything you think needs particular attention drawn to. Could be about the Grammys.
So two things, and again, this is gonna be out of place. It kind of belonged in an earlier part of that. The Genesis Week and the ongoings of Genesis Week. I don't mind that those are not an in-person. That's coming from someone that got to go to a Genesis Week in person on 3 of the different occasions. So I feel like I got that experience. For other people, they didn't. I hope that at some point they bring it back. But here's the thing, folks. Upland tried something that was great. I commend them for doing the hackathon and spending upwards of $100,000 to support all of those aspiring developers to put something into the game. But they had about a 5% return on that, and that's not good. So speaking for somebody who got 5K to develop something that ran for a year and paid out multi-million UPICs to players, block explorers that were collectible in the game. I think that Noise to Meet You and myself did something really cool with Uplandia, and it would be fun to do something like that again, and to continue on with it. So it just ceased to be under development because of timing, and it was just 2 of us really. So that would be the thing that would be next. Whatever that's going to be for me, I'm not exited Upland. I'm looking for something to do, be that with cafes, with Nowhere. I think they've done a great job with their Ready Player Me integration with the, like I said, the city center and the cafes that are going around. I do see people in the cafes, but I think that it needs to have some more emphasis upon it. And then projects that I'm doing, I have taken a break because I am in real life working in the marijuana and cannabis industry. So I'm working to bring products to the marketplace here in Missouri, and I've got a launch of a product that's happening in Q4, maybe bending over into Q1 2026, but that will start basically, it's the beginning of an IP of a cannabis manufacturing products to the open market that will make its way into California, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, some of the other states, Arizona, and things of that nature. So that's a passion project. It always has been. For people that know me preaching the cannabinoids in the cafe and what it can do, and helping those veterans of foreign wars, veterans that have PTSD from any kind of involvement in the armed forces. My tip of the hat to you folks for doing something that many take for granted and that they don't, I think, quite understand. So I think that can help, and that's an avenue. That would be something that I want to usher into Upland. How can I now improve the quality of life as Upland continues to improve the quality of life for us? How can we do something that brings that to Upland and make it something that is not just an immediate gratification for the person putting it out there, right? It's can we actually help and improve upon the lives of people that seek out this metaverse and choose to be a part of this community? And again, before I get out of here, and just some last words on it, I got to tell you how much I love that Skoobie. I'm so proud of you, man, for continuing to do this, and Sirness being a part of this journey with Scoob. It really is a privilege to be with a part of the OGs like this, and it's a privilege for me to be in here. And I thank everybody that's watching. If you feel like it's an insurmountable pass that you can't get to the next level, we've all felt that way. And there are people in this game that will help you, and there are people that will try to use and manipulate you. Stay away from those people. Those people are the ones who are quick to turn on somebody because they're not a knight, because they are a board. That is not how this works. We understand friendly competition, and there ain't nothing but love going between Scoob and I, and that will always be the way that it is. And there's no faction that's gonna step on that, because that's what the true community and friendship has in store. If you're looking for fair, weather friends, that's not the way to go about it. Find somebody who's got established in this community and does what they say they're going to do and is done right, and stick with them, because that's who will take you to the long, end of this road. As we are sitting right here years afterwards, Scoob and I are sitting in this with Sirness, and we're doing this right now. That's a testament to what this community can do. So much love to you all, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, man. And you are welcome on anytime. It has been a pleasure. As always, your words are heartfelt and wise. I believe that.
Thank you. Uplando thanks you. The man.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that.
So I really appreciate it, and I look forward to what all you guys have going on. I'll leave you guys to the rest of the show. Thank you so much for having me on, and I look forward to watching the shows and seeing what you guys come up with
Oh,
and champion you guys the whole way.
well, but before you go, just so you know,
Please.
Voldemort won.
Oh, hey, okay,
So,
why not?
congratulations to Big Norm, Wolf Warner, and Phoenix Finney. That was Team 3. That was you.
Nice.
So, y'all are the winners of oh, well, sorry. I was gonna do 50,000 upics.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm gonna divide that up to 3. We'll we'll just make that 75 to make it easier. So 25,000 upics apiece. I'll be in touch.
Get back around to that. Get back around to it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Again, it's been a great catching up with you guys and seeing some of the guys and gals in chat. Really appreciate it. Sirness, man, thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Uplando.
I'll catch you later.
Man. See you later. You have a good one. All right. So, man, that was awesome. I will admit, did not expect that battle to end quite so quickly. Depending on how long this
Must
goes.
have been a landslide.
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll do another quick one before we leave. But yeah, man, Uplando, just he's you don't get more OG than that. He's got the name.
For sure, my respects. He brought it to Upland.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
He's like Upland personified. So.
Oh man, well, maybe I should have ended on the interview. I don't know how to. Anything I have to follow that up with isn't going to be quite as cool. But we do have other stuff to talk about. There is more going on.
Indeed.
First of all, there was a flash challenge this week for the best block explorer. I don't know if you're aware. I won. There were some other winners, but I was the important one. Yeah.
There you go.
No. There were several winners, of course. I stopped reading after my name. My name was first, so I kind of just stopped reading after that. But who else did we have there? We had Wolf Warner, who I think he's here. Hey, so congratulations, Wolf Warner, mutual winners. We had
Yay.
Metaverser Mudlum Blue Seal. Too Stupid to Win, Gareth 5506, Monomyoto 21, Upland Dinger, a shout out, and Cryogenics. I know a lot of these names, so congratulations to everybody. I know a lot of people just submitted their director's block explorer, and I thought about it, but ultimately I realized that the one that I really think is it's not cooler than mine, but it's just about there, was the bloody one because of the San Francisco serial killer tour. I still say that's a tour that we'll never get again. Like, we're never going to get a tour in Upland again based on serial killers' locations and their stalked victims and stuff.
Sure.
I'm just going to say, though, that is one of the things that hooked me early on. I was like, this is the kind of shit we're doing in Upland? Okay. That's kind of cool. But yeah, right on. So I do love the flash challenges. What do you think? Do you enjoy the flash challenges? Do you do them when they happen?
If I can get around to it, it's not too painful. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I haven't won one yet. So I like to. I feel like it's very topical, and kudos to everyone who just did, amazing work. It keeps things engaged. So from that standpoint, I'm all for it. I just haven't got into it just yet myself. So
yeah, I'm hit and miss. When the flash challenge pops up, I check what the prompt is. And that's all there is for me. Like so, like in this one in particular, I really within like a minute and a half, I was just like, "Yep, this one, this is why." And I even had some screenshots like ready to post, because when that tour happened, I took a when that tour happened, I took a screenshot of every single stop and the little card that shows up. And so we'll do a slideshow of them one day. I'll download them.
Right
There,
on.
yeah. Let's see. But yeah. So that's what it is for me. It's whether or not I have like a gut like answer to it. Otherwise, I'll just let it go by. Because the 10,000 upics,
Sure.
whatever. I mean, not to sound ungrateful, but I'm just like I'm here for the fun. The upics come second.
Exactly. 1 in 100 chance too. But you won it. So there you go.
Maybe now. I mean, part of it is that I've been burned before by Upland on my winnings, and so I'm 10,000 upics, whatever. But I've learned to enjoy the competitions for what they are. I was one of the winners of the Were you around for the Hyperloop when they put in the Hyperloops?
I was not, but I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, well, when they put in the Hyperloops, that was yet another brand partnership. Like I pointed out earlier, salt and sugar. This is a salt.
Uh-huh.
Fair warning. But when they did the Hyperloops, they did a fucking a brand partnership with an actual Hyperloop. Now, as much as I fucking hate Elon Musk, I don't know if this was Elon Musk's Hyperloop or Virgin Mobile's Hyperloop. There was like 20 fucking Hyperloops that were happening at the time. And we ended up getting none of them as a society. So I guess we all got burned on that. But they ran a competition or not. I don't remember if it was a contest or a raffle or what, but it was to be a beta tester of the actual Hyperloop, the actual in real life Hyperloop. There was 50 winners that would get to go and actually test the fucking Hyperloop, and I won it. I was one of them, and I was just like, all right, sure. How many chances like that you get? And they were like, all right,
What does that
cool.
mean? You actually went? You were supposed to go there
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the Hyperloop?
yeah. It was
Whoa.
me and 49 others were supposed to be beta testers of the real life Hyperloop. And again, I don't know if that was the actual Hyperloop at the location that's in Upland, if that was the same company. I don't know, but we won, and it led to like submitting like an email form to the company that's like in charge and shit. You know how that goes. Um, and so we did, and just nothing. Just not like that's the end of that story because nothing ever happened after that. No other communication, no nothing. And all Upland could say was like, "Well, I mean, like we didn't make the Hyperloop," which again, fair. I can't.
Right.
I can shake my fist as much as I want, but I can't be like, "Damn it, Upland." Yeah, it just didn't happen. So.
Hmm.
Eh.
Wow.
Maybe someday.
That would have been pretty cool, though. That would have definitely been more than the 10,000 upics for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so we have a service structure decor challenge, and we are all up in the POV mode. They're all about that, which I like. I think that that's a good thing for them to focus on now that we have it. There's a lot of things that I think that sometimes they treat almost not quite gimmicky, but really focused on in a very clear sense of we want you to use this thing. But POV is one where I'm just like, I kind of want to use this thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they're doing that.
It kind of goes back to the developer update with the plan for being able to sell properties with map assets. Is there's now an activation with where you make these themes on properties that's going to start actually being more synergistic, not just flash challenges or what have you, contests. It's actually becoming integrated with the entire metaverse, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that it's more than just the sheer amount of map assets that you're gonna have, that it has to do with placement, that there is gonna be that human factor, which I still trust that they're gonna have that human element at the end checking things, and it's not gonna just be AI run all the way
AI.
through. Yeah.
Okay.
I like there's a service structure too. Because well, I mean, as you know,
Mhm.
I've been really enjoying them putting the focus on these service structures. I say until we start seeing repeats, keep them coming. So I like that they just went ahead and said, yeah, decorate a service structure this time. Seems on brand right now.
Right. Keep things on point with the whole Uppies movement. So, yeah, all for it.
And then these are the kinds of contests I don't do. I do try to occasionally pretty up my properties. You know, map assets and whatnot. Yeah, but that's just aesthetic. I like things to be pretty. I'm not trying to win that. So you know, that said, I know that there are people that like this is their jam, and I'm like, good
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. Yeah, that's
Amazing.
people
Yeah.
put. I love that I
You look
can.
at it like, okay, instantly it's several hours of work. You look at it for 1 second, and I know how much time they put into it. And moving all those map assets. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other thing too. I don't I yet again the easiest way to move map assets, which still can't move multiple ones at a time, is in itself a third-party tool because Upland itself can't just figure this element out. But they can figure out doing the thing of oh, you left your shit at our shop. We're gonna move that to one of your properties. Don't worry about it. You can fucking figure that out? I think you have the technology, Johnny. You might want to pass it our way.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. It will also be cool to see what's going to happen with these factories now that all the cars are clearing. Do they have new plans? Is this something service related that will happen with cars? Are we finally going to see semi trucks be a service? We haven't had trailers for so long. Maybe this is maybe something's on the horizon. I don't know if I have a clue yet on this, but this is starting to feel like there could be momentum, some traction here.
I
Who
keep
knows?
I keep meaning to get a magnifying glass for moments like this. Like I do have a crystal ball, so um,
Okay.
it's not quite what
I'm imagining it 2-dimensional, not 3.
but yeah, no. Who knows? At this point, I kind of hope we don't get trailers. I kind of hope that like I hope it becomes a permanent part of the Upland mythos. Like they like how they've said that
Yes, for
after
sure.
the wars with the C
Mhm.
with the CIA or whoever we were fighting with the robot people and like they left
Yeah.
the robot people on the ground and those are gonna stay there. I kind of hope that like we never actually get the trailers. Maybe like they give you the transfer space, but like the trailers are just forever gone. So new people come in and they're like, "Hey, I see these semis driving around carrying stuff, but there's no trailer." Yeah, man, we never got them. It's been 10 years.
I, the best compromise on that I can think of is you'll never release trailers, but at least let the people who bought them sell them
Right?
to someone who just wants the historic asset. There
Right.
we go.
Oh shit.
Rest
City
in peace.
Pigeon's got a great fucking question here, man. How did they move the planes for the people that don't have hangars? Okay, if that applies to you, I would like for you to figure out the answer and let us know. I don't know how, but let us know. Oh man. Well, good luck to anybody that's going for the decor challenge. My hats off to you, everyone for the effort. Top 3 properties are gonna win a $250,000 UPIX, which is awesome. They're gonna win an episode 5 Sizzle 2025 Lore Legit, which no one gives a shit about. They're gonna win a model home badge, which is pretty cool, and a model home pin, which is really fucking cool. In my opinion, that model home pin that's about as cool as it gets. And that then becomes a property you never sell. Now, the top 10 properties are going to get that sizzle or legit that nobody gives a shit about. I kind of feel bad for them. They're going to think, they're going to be like, I won. No, you didn't. And I'm sorry, but no, you're not. I was all in on the fucking lore legits. I was so excited. I love comics. I love comics. And so I was all in on the concept of them like putting out a collection of 10 that you can collect, and you can take those 10 and turn them into a monument, and you can do this and that and everything. And then they were like, oh, no. You can't collect all 10. Somebody can, but you can't. Get the fuck out of here. No. I'm like that like when the day that I realized that you can't just buy a common. I don't get, like, if they wanted to do, only 10 of the foil variant, fine. But you're going to tell me I can't literally buy all 10 issues of a series? I'm not going to read the series. Very easy decision.
For sure.
That's
Yeah.
I'm very firm on that opinion. And the day that they changed that, and they announced that an entire season's lore legits will be put out like service structures, unlimited in a common variety, I'll completely change my tone. I will get all 10 of them. Until then, get the fuck out.
Well, I feel like they haven't been selling quite as well. The FOMO feels like a fad.
I don't think I'm alone in this, frankly. I
Yeah.
think that there are other people that also agree that just like, I can't get all 10, why would I try?
Mm-hmm.
Let us rise up and unite against our overlords. All right. We had other shit. Developer update. Big news on the horizons. Big improvements. Biggerly. Lots of stuff. Which we all know. We've all been talking about this over the last week. A variety of these things. We'll just hit the high points, man. Properties with map assets. Thoughts. I mean, a good thing in general, yes. Selling them.
It helps make the whole map asset experience more organic. And like we were just getting to earlier, it's not just about piling your property as a big garage, so to speak. And so I do feel like there's now more of a sort of an upkeeping value of the property.
Mm-hmm.
And that definitely gives more of a holistic feel to what we're owning, and it's no longer just a blue square or a green square. And there's more reasons to click the button to actually, the setting, so you can actually see Upland now versus just, okay, blue squares and green squares. So, and I would love to see, there's got to be some utility that ties it together so that we're not just buying, here's the property value, here's the map asset value, add those together. No, together, holistic, it has to be more than the sum of its parts. So, okay, there's some reason why we want to have this all cohesive. Now, this is why we're going to want to have cohesion here, and this is why we're going to be able to sell, buy, and it creates almost I don't want to say like SimCity feel, but this is one more way to build Upland, and not just building, structures. We're now building whole concepts, and it's going to beautify Upland for sure.
I absolutely think it's going to beautify Upland. I think that's the inevitable domino effect. And I think you're right about the nature of it with its pricing and everything. Because I think that what's going to start happening is we're going to start seeing, among other things, we're going to start seeing Stepford villages. It's going to become a thing where people are going to buy or build a house on a property. They're going to go to whatever shop to buy the fencing. They're going to put the fence all around the property. They're going to do all of that manual hard labor that people don't like doing. And that way, if somebody is going through and they say, you know what, I want to buy a nice looking house. There's a nice looking house. It's just like in the real world, I think. And I think The Sims right there, that is actually a perfect comparison. We've been comparing it to The Sims a lot. But that in particular, I think, works because of when you start out a Sims family and you have that option of the different houses and the different budgets. Same idea, 100%. Yeah, no, I completely agree. What do you think about the issue of people that use map assets to prevent them from accidentally selling a property?
Mm, uh, I mean, okay, sure. It's sort of an unintended gift of prevention, but I don't do it. I, 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 I feel like there needs to be a purpose for a map asset that's intended, but if you find it, great. It's kind of like the treasure hunting markers. Upland didn't plan for that, where you
Mm-hmm.
put a map asset on a property
Mm-hmm.
where you say, hello, I'm the lowest send you can find.
Right.
Come visit me. It works, and I like player creativity. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the fact that if we can not sell a property because there's an asset. Here's the thing. When I think of a map asset, I produce map assets. I produce pianos and chess pieces and basketball hoops. I'm not putting those on a property just to not sell the property. I'm
Right.
more with the whole Upland. Okay, now I can sell map assets with the property.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make this cool and cohesive. So I feel like it's almost creating. There's still going to be several schools of thought on how map assets are used, and that's okay. It's just it goes against the grain, of course, for those who like more of the cohesive school of thought. And that's where I stand on things.
That's entirely fair. A couple of things. Number one, um, uh, uh, Robert Pfeiffer, and I'm just to be clear, I'm sure it's probably that P's probably silent, but I really like saying Pfeiffer. It's fun. It's fun for me to say, so I'm gonna say Pfeiffer. Um, what if they come with lore legit replica later on, and if it look if it translates into a functional form of a comic book that I can easily obtain, and I can get the whole series, I'm happy. I don't care that it's a replica, and so I don't get the original version. Fine, fine. Then I'm getting a collection of replicas, and I can read each issue of the replica. So basically like a reprint. It's not edition number 1. It's a reprint. Fucking fine. Totally fine with me. Oh, RDP. Alright, fine. I like it though. Fine, RDP. but yeah, that's where I stand on that. Um, what snappers are watering at the mouth for this to start for what to start? Oh, for the map assets. Oh God, you're right. Oh, there's always a human element. Why are people such shit? Anyway, circling back around. I agree with you, but I also completely understand the frustration from people that were using map assets specifically to prevent them from accidentally selling a property. And I think that the important thing to remember here is that using a map asset to prevent yourself from selling a property, that is a community-made solution, an unintended community-made solution to an Upland-made problem. So the fact,
Exactly.
if you're upset that Upland is removing that functionality now, You need to really bitch at them for not giving us a lock property option, because that's the fucking answer. There needs to be an option to just lock the property. I'm not gonna sell this. If I'm gonna sell this, I need to have to put in my Upland password to sell it. It's got to require something like. We need to be able to, and I've heard people say that you should be able to put notes on your property. I've heard there's all kinds of solutions um, that are plausible. Upland has to just pick one. Any of these.
So that the vault as is just a pop-up warning. You are below your sales threshold.
Yeah.
And the theme when presented to Upland of the need for more is that, okay, it just brings us down a rabbit hole of more things we need to develop around this. And you're right. We just need to get to the finish line of a locked option, call it a day. There has to be less need for a sniper to come in and collect $20,000 just sniping and not really being involved in the community. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
And having a locked option, just call it a day, or even setting these properties, not just the one lock option, but specific to certain properties. You know, the most valuable, or the ones with the most map assets, or the decor all put together, the service structures. When all these new assets are funneling into a single property, there's that much more need for a vault.
Yes.
And, you know, maybe we'll have a vault service structure someday. You know,
a special service structure. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. No, why not? Right? Yeah. A safe, an Upland made safe. If you put that on your property, but then we're right back around to like that is the community solution. You just came right back around to it. Like, oh man! But that's the important thing to remember here is that they made the problem, we made the solution.
Yep.
They're breaking the solution. Right. It's not on us to make another solution. They need to fix the actual thing. That's on them. And I know I have seen red names before. I've seen red names before be a little defensive and say that sorry, hold on 1 second. I've seen red names before be a little defensive and say that, like, you know, we already put in a pop-up, or we already do something like that, and that is true. There are pop-ups that will point out, you know, you're going severely under mint or what the fuck ever. But when you're talking about a platform that has already conditioned us to muscle memory have to do like 20 fucking clicks for a bunch of things, you know, sometimes you just automatically press yes, I accept.
And the feedback from Upland is, okay, you accepted, it's your responsibility, but we all know that what Upland is really about is engagement.
Yep.
And keeping players engaged, right? Yep. So the last thing you really want to be doing is, for something so silly as that, not have a solution, and, you know, here it goes again, community-driven solution.
Oh man, there's so many.
So,
did you? I'm gonna move on after this, but did you ever watch 30 Rock?
I've seen maybe one or two episodes.
Okay, you probably didn't see this episode. There's an episode where Jack Donaghy ends up in a building with somebody, and they're working for like the Bush administration or something, and they're making a whole thing about how like the roof is leaking. And the guy is talking about how, no, it's not. We hired scientists. We looked into it. It's not leaking. And that's how I feel. That's exactly, I feel like I can hear Upland every now and then when a problem is relayed to them. I can hear them going, we looked into it. It's not. We're all just looking up going, it's right fucking there. What? Huh?
It's still there. It's the elephant in the room. Yep.
But yeah, so again, anybody that has a problem with the properties and map assets being able to be sold because you're using map assets to prevent that exact thing, bitch at Upland. It's their problem that they've made. They need to solve it. What's next? we're improving our asset search. But but okay, they're removing reserved map assets from listings. Is that really improving the accuracy of the search?
No.
Like when I type in big blue dog, does it get more accurate results because of this? No. It just doesn't show me the ones I can't buy. I'm still getting a big blue dog. Maybe that's a little bit of semantics, but I was really happy and excited when I saw improved asset search. Feedback's coming through hard now, man. But I was really excited when I saw improved asset search because I, I like to decorate, as I said earlier. It's just fun for me, and I was like, oh shit! So I can it's gonna be like, even if it uses AI or whatever, it's gonna take my term to like figure out what I'm looking for and show me things. Like if I type fence, it might also show me gates, something like that. No, no, it's not. It's not doing that. It's just gonna remove. It's just gonna remove reserved map assets from listings, which it should have already done. Like, okay, cool, you can do that. So the very next paragraph should be we're removing jailed player listings from the search thing or whatever. Did they ever fix that?
The Upix landed, but as far as Upland, they. So to be clear, they did fix in Upland when you do a search of properties, you don't see jailed
Okay.
listings in it.
Good. Okay, good for
So
them.
they did fix that.
Okay, good for them. All right, never mind then.
Upland was sort of the genesis of it all, though, from where I give them props. But
Yeah.
yes, they did fix that. I glossed over the whole asset search improvement because I'm jaded that they aren't actually fixing it the way that I want, and we still are waiting for collection search properties and collections.
Oh.
When you have 1,000 something properties, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, and there's Keith there's Keith Olson also calling me out for they did fix that, which Upland, you fixed something good, thank you, glad to see it, and I have to admit it. As I said it, I was thinking to myself, I haven't run into that issue in a minute. Maybe they fixed that, which is why I asked. So good for them.
Right. Yeah.
Regarding the collection search, hold on, where are my notes here? Alright, I gotta watch mine. Doing that. Upland After Dark had their show last night. They had Caped Madman on, and he was showing off his Chrome extension. And check that out. Everyone, check out last night's Upland After Dark because this Chrome extension does that. It's like it's like you put in the address you're looking for, and it'll highlight it as you scroll or something.
Oh, wow.
I only caught bits and pieces of the show, but I caught enough of it, and I clicked on it and like briefly looked at the description page on the Chrome extension, and yeah, no. So again, community solution, Upland, but a good one.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
check it out.
I will definitely be doing that.
Yep. Where was I? Right. So streamlining UGC submissions. Awesome. Great. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I don't mean to belittle it, but it's just like, yes, good, do that.
Well, and the thing is, we've been through so many waves of it going faster, going slower, it's like a roller coaster ride. So, what have you? Yeah, let's always make it faster.
My cat just came into the room bringing in the belt from my robe. Late at night, she likes to drag it around the house, loudly proclaiming her kill. Like, that's right, motherfuckers, look what I just got. I love cats.
That's great.
All right, so update to sins, which was the entire point behind the title of this episode, which not everyone knew about. But yeah, airplanes, man, they're going the way of the dodo bird. Gone, just gone.
Unbelievable. And it could be a good thing.
Oh,
Could
it's
be.
definitely going to be a good thing. That was one of we were just talking last week. We went over the roadmap, which hey, maybe they heard us. I don't know. But the true travel, that was a part of it. Remember, the Q was like Q1 or Q2 was transitioning to true travel.
Right.
We knew that airplane sins were going to go away someday. This is it. We made it, guys. Guys, we're here.
Animated travel as well. Please.
Like, yeah. Oh man.
I am more just the reason why I'm somewhat reserved is I'm very curious what's going to happen to treasure hunting as a result of this, as well as okay, how many sends? If I have unlimited sends like in city releases, okay, does the 99 cents for 10 sends go away? Do I need to stock up on like? There's a lot of little tactical aspects of
Yep.
unlimited send without paper airplanes, which could be really cool and mind blowing, change the whole pathway of Upland. But there's going to be some questions to answer too.
And a lot of people I've heard in like the Discord and on different shows throughout the last week, a lot of people are having the same exact questions. There's been speculation about whether or not, in particular, they're gonna keep. Hold on, is that a dot on my screen? No, never mind. I thought there was a dot on my screen, but it was the actual picture. I'm an idiot.
It must have been part of your weeds, dude. I see a lot of
Hey.
blue ones.
Oh, the weeds. Right. No, there's been speculation about whether or not they're going to keep the limit of 80 cents a day and whatnot, or if they're going to make that unlimited as
Right.
well. We do know that they're going to test it out in limited phases. It's not going to just roll out global across Upland. So I imagine, if I had to guess, they're going to do it in like competitive treasure hunt cities and do a limited test run that way to do a two birds with one stone. That would allow them to do a stress test of the system of not requiring sins by competitive treasure hunting, and people always fucking sending around. So we give a stress test, and it would allow them to potentially monitor for any sort of manipulating shit like what you're talking about.
Speaking of competitive treasure hunting, what might be kind of cool is stealth hunting. For those who don't know, in some of these big, super Mongo big cities, like right now we have Kansas City, and I don't know why I still do some stealth hunts there, but it's so big that I'm like, okay, I have 80 sends in the day, and you could use all 80 and still not find the freaking arrow. But if it's unlimited, it might bring more players who don't even normally competitive hunt to be like, okay, I'll just kind of keep clicking around and maybe I'll wind up finding something, because it's no longer about speed. It's not just the speed demons doing the stealth hunts. In fact, for those who want to dabble into competitive hunting without actually being competitive, stealth hunting is the best way to do it. So it's kind of a bridge into treasure hunting in general if sends are unlimited. So this could be quite a bit of positives even from there. It's just more curiosity at this point.
And
where this leads.
Yeah, since we know the uppies are going to be, just randomly around, we're going to be randomly happening upon them. This is going to play in with that as well. I'm sure that they're going to be using the data from testing out the sending without needing the airplanes. I'm sure they're going to be using that data as well for how people are going to be finding uppies. I'm sure there's all kinds of behind the scenes shit with that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right on. And then, so we got more surface structures, as we know, weekly thing. You got your gelato structure, I'm sure, which
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy that that ended up being the free one because I thought like it hot dog ice cream. So
There you go.
like
Yeah, it works hand in hand.
yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Wrong. Yeah.
Um, I, of course, picked up all of these, as I will continue to do every single week until, at least until they put out any sort of repeats, because I stand by it. We need more variety of structures. I mean, it has yet to stop feeling fresh to me. Every single time I see something, I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess there are a lot of dentist offices around, or oh yeah, a hot dog stand is something you do see here and there. So yeah,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I got a massage parlor down the street. Okay, that one was weird. No one saw that coming. Everything's on the table now. Like, I'm sorry, massage parlor. So I know we're never gonna get strip club, but like it does make me. Okay, no, but seriously, it does make me think like we very well could get like proper bars and clubs and stuff now. Though the
Sure.
over
Why not?
21 crowd may get some service
Mm-hmm.
structures. Maybe we'll get a hookah bar. We can get a hookah bar.
There you
Eh, why not?
go. Maybe Uplando's marijuana dispensary will be another thing.
For sure. All right. I got a bottle opener right here. All right. I'm still on. It's actually my last bottle of the 6-pack from last week. The Corona non-alcoholic. I meant to bring out some lemon juice to put in it. Ah well. So yeah, ice cream. It's delicious. Everybody loves it. Why 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 people wouldn't get this? I don't know. As soon as you found out that you could get it by burning the pass, I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I did instantly. Great
Don't
stuff.
piss too much. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm real bad about that. That's the thing. I've always been real bad about 3 drinks in. Oh no, it's all fizzy over the place. Oh no. All right, we got multiple structures on a single property. We know pizza kiosk. Oh, that looks so good. I want some pizza. All right. I'm hungry. All right. The thing is though, all right. I've given some salt. Time for some sugar. I got some sugar. That pizza
Right?
right there, man. That is some Ninja Turtles ooey gooey delicious looking pizza. I want it. I want it in my mouth right now. Damn,
Something
that looks
tells
good.
me you zoomed in to the finest pixel.
Do what?
Something tells me you zoomed in to the
Oh
pizza
yeah.
to the finest pixel.
Oh yeah. No, but I mean, but like it's great. Mm. The massage parlors, yada yada, happy ending, yada yada. I mean, it's like no one was clamoring for it, but although hold on, someone said here, Pfeiffer tells us they were tipped off by last season lure legits. Oh, are they really? Huh. Well, I didn't read last season's lure legits, so. And oh yeah, no kidding. I noticed. Yeah, I with the gelato comes with ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise. I noticed that on the pizza too, and I'm just like, I mean, I've had hot sauce on my pizza, so who am I to judge? Actually, do you know the best thing? Not the best, but the most interesting / best thing I've ever had on pizza? Caviar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
We
would have
were
never guessed.
Yeah, so what it was my father used to go on business trips, and every now and then, you stay at a hotel, you get those baskets and shit. Anyway, one day he comes home, he's got a basket, and in it are little tins of caviar. And he didn't really care for it, but so I got one, my brother got one. You know how that goes. We just gotten a Papa John's pizza, and I was like, yeah, why not? How many chances do you get to try caviar as a pizza topping? So I'm putting it in. I'm putting it like in the little pepperoni cups. Bring it up, eat it. Fucking delicious. So yeah, caviar on pizza. Highly recommend.
Wow. Gourmet pizza to the finest.
Hey, look, I don't fuck around when it comes to pizza. All right, I like it real nice.
Have you had pizza at McDonald's? At the elite McDonald's?
I live in West Virginia. We don't have an elite anything.
Okay, what I mean by that is I might be overstating, but like in Orlando, the world's like quote unquote world's biggest McDonald's. Yeah, they have a whole pizza bar with and like 2 stories of McDonald's. Yeah, it's only at these, only like one in each big country, I guess. So yeah, the pizza's actually pretty good. It's not just pepperoni, but they don't have caviar. They're not that great. So.
Again, I live in West Virginia. We have Tudor's Biscuit World. If you want biscuits or pepperoni rolls, West Virginia's got you covered. Beyond that, here's your coal miner's hat. So yeah, we got.
I've driven through West Virginia. Sorry, that's about my experience.
Yeah. The coolest thing we got going on is we do have Chuck Yeager. Chuck Yeager was the first man to break the sound barrier. He's from West Virginia, so and a lot of modern day norms for unions and workers' rights and all the things that West Virginia refuses to stand for now. A lot of those things come from West Virginia, and there's a lot of cool history there. But moving on.
Yeah.
Performing arts. That looks cool. I gotta say, of all the ones, I'm kind of a little bummed I can't see inside of that one. I'm wondering if when it's completed in game, I wonder if we'll be able to see inside of it. But looking at the picture in the article, that glass is not transparent or translucent like in the other. Like in the massage parlor, for instance, and and I mean, a performing arts so we got a picture of like a ballet, and then there's like the drama face and stuff, and so I'm just like, well, would I see like a gymnastics room? Would I see a stage? Be kind of cool. I'd like to see it. That's all.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And then of course the university.
I really like the latest service structures. I've said it before. I'm kind of on the fence of how much more to keep going with this without it actually being fully rolled out. But these are all phenomenal. I'm so tempted, especially the university myself. But
it's big.
Yeah.
Do you know like how much you need for that?
I'm guessing it's like almost 6 figures.
Yeah. No. Someone did it. I saw them doing the math and stuff on it, and it was something like 1,200 up squares, or up squared.
Oh, okay. Just the up squared itself. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's fucking massive. It's a. Honestly, this is an example of where I normally like to give
Whale alert.
Well, first of all, yes. But I normally like to give Upland shit for their verbiage, for their naming things, and how they like to use, one word for 5 different things, and everyone's confused about what it means. But I gotta say, like, when I consider the word college versus university, that's a university. Colleges can be small, but that's a university is how I see it. So I would hope, I would love it if on the next round of things we saw a college, like a community college, and it was just like a quarter the size of that.
I love how you already framed it where you don't want to see repeats. But even if it's a community college versus a university, that distinction is still beautiful.
Mhm.
And as long as we're not getting like university and college in the same service structure, we're good.
Yeah, and actually, Pfeiffer's telling me it's 1800 plus, so I was lowballing it.
Wow.
Yeah, right. But yeah, exactly. I think as long as the nuance applied to the variety of surface structures can correlate to the nuance applied to the variety of character traits of uppies, it'll all work out.
Mhm.
Because we know that the uppies are going to be individualistic. Well, I'm here to tell you, not everybody goes to a fancy university. Some people just go to a community college. So
Sure.
it would totally make sense if they would attract different types of uppies, and therefore they would have different utilities. You would have a reason to
Yeah.
have both in one city.
That would help also with the whole like economic scaling of uppies too, where you have quote unquote blue class,
Mm-hmm.
white
Mm-hmm.
class,
100%.
different characteristics and what have you.
I 100% agree, and I hope that I would hope that the income factors into the uppies on that level, because like that is
Right.
such that there's so much room there. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so that's that. All right, what else we got? Not a whole lot else to cover official wise. We got the weekly tasks, which I'm assuming you got done.
I am not sure if I've gotten even half of mine done. I did the treasure rush in Rome, but I didn't post rush 10 to 10 properties. So I am in this mysterious, do I have a clue or am I clueless phase? And I shall find out next week on the leaderboard. And I'll be also starting some structures probably after this broadcasting. So I'm a bit behind this week. How about you? It sounds like you've already done it.
Oh yeah, no. I did a couple of days ago. I'd already left Rome for some reason, so I hightailed it back there. Did 10 real quick sends. Started 3 builds, and I might still be there. I'm honestly not sure. But this was definitely an easy week to do in terms of tasks. You get your ass to Rome, send to 3 places, build 3 things, boom, you're done.
Did you feel like you learned a lot about Rome by sending? You got a good taste of Rome?
Oh, I mean, honestly, no. I just did the quick, what I ended up doing was since they're retiring the sins, I didn't want to spend $1. I wanted to, for old time's sake, go find some airplanes. So that's what I did. I just searched around to find airplanes to send around 10 times.
For sure. But I'm joking aside, once we had these map asset integrated properties all around Upland to a much more lively, visible state, when we do these 10 send tasks, we might actually be appreciating culture. We might actually be clicking on and seeing properties that really come to life as we're sending around. So
Yeah.
instead of tasks, it might actually be a whole show.
Yeah.
And it'll be pretty cool to see what comes with these.
Completely, and everything is kind of interweaving with functionality. I feel like between the uppies, the POV mode, removing sins or the need for sins, that all of this could flourish together in a very nice way. Excuse me. And King Cody pointed out, and I just verified, we checked for you. Don't worry, we got you covered. All you need to do is start 3 constructions in Rome. You start 3 builds, you're good. And you've got
Yeah.
until you got like 3 days. You got till Tuesday. So
Yeah.
get your ass to building. All right. I'm gonna get my 10 tasks, and I'm gonna drag you to it as well.
Working on it.
You know. Yeah, and then what else is going on? We got the totems wrapping up. Which
Most of mine are good.
I broke even on Protum, and you know what? I'm gonna take that. It's been a hectic month for me, so just breaking even. I'm gonna take that. Let's take a look here. My orange one, my orange goat died really early on. Because I was just absolutely terrible. But oh, cycle has ended. All right, my red goat made it. My red goat, good old Beelzebub, has made it and collected my last reward. You know what? I think I actually made a profit. I think I yielded like a couple hundred protum.
Okay.
So I'll take that.
How many totems do you have?
2. I had none going into this, and yeah, so I just bought a couple, and I just did the thing, and yeah, I love totems. I'm gonna as hard as I can budget for, invest in them in the off season.
Well, it might
Look
be
at this fucking
interesting
guy.
how
Just
this
look at him.
off-season plays out, especially with this being potentially the last totem cycle to be had. Whether sellers will be selling at 80% depreciation
Mhm.
with 5 cycles 4 down, that's 80% off, should be, or would be. We'll see.
As long as and like they're just they're map assets, so like at their base level, so even after all the cycles, we still get to keep them, and
Exactly.
that's enough for me. Like like look at this guy, Beelzebub. That's what I've named him, and yeah, City Pigeon says my old totem because yeah, I bought it from City Pigeon store. And yeah, I've heard that Creedmoor's got great support for totems, and next cycle, I will be utilizing such support. But yeah, so real happy that I can just turn off that timer now. Can't wait to see Protum turn into Stem and see what's going on with that. Let's see what now. Oh, time for the weekly. Hold on, did I have? I thought I might have just had something for that. Hold on, search my brain. Thought I had something nice to say. Nope. Oh well. If I have something nice to say, I'll
Are
say
we
it.
talking about no?
I do have
weekly
some
notes?
notes. Yeah, I do have some notes to show off. I have a note of the week, but first,
Okay.
it's time for the weekly check-in at the Upland Spark Exchange.
Oh, gotcha.
Nope. And that has been the weekly update of your Spark Exchange. Look, the week that I cannot have that be the answer, I will dwell on it.
Well, I appreciate you were bringing this up, right? Because it is a community concern, and it's an important part of everything that seeks SparkClit. So hopefully, we as a community, if we can help the Spark Exchange in any way, if there's answers, if the developers need something, I'm hoping for it to come around. Hopefully, this is the final corner that we're with. But yes, the answer is no at this time.
Right. But yeah. I like I said before though, I just love that we'll be able to use them as map assets even after that. I appreciate that Upland recognizes that you know we're gonna want that. I'm sure they're gonna offer some sort of burning the thing because that's what they seem to do whenever we get attached to things. They're like, okay, so you seem to like this stuff. Whoever burns the most wins. I'm hoping that doesn't happen with totems, but I'm fully prepared for it too.
This is sunflower seeds or
Oh,
something along those lines.
City Pigeon saying first announcement here. Stosh will be on Meant to Be on September 3rd. Awesome. Champion news. Really happy to hear it. And as I said last week, you know, I make a little joke about it, like here's the check-in, and nothing. But I do the check-in as well because I believe in it. As I said last week, Stosh, I want vibes, I want everything. I believe in you. Can't wait.
That's amazing.
Yeah, can't wait.
That's groundbreaking. Well, I'm already tuning in. Wow, that's gonna be great.
No, oh.
While you're on that, I was gonna say too, you know, this may be the first time we really get a true check-in from Stash. You know, the last thing he said, give me the weekend to let you know how you can withdraw Epic. So there's a lot that's hanging in the balance on Meant to Be for that show. So everybody tune in September 3rd for City Pigeon. That's going to be groundbreaking.
Yeah, and
Really
Puppet. Don't leave out Puppet. Puppet's an integral part of this. He's gone from the Discord, but not gone from our hearts. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I can't wait. And I saw that too. I saw that about, and yes, that was supposed to be like last weekend. But I appreciate it. Well, yeah, yes, bye. I'm trying not to waste, you know. But I appreciated him even saying that he was looking to try and enable withdrawals, because I know that that has been the number one concern with a lot of the people in that server, and so in that he addressed something, I think it really goes to show, like, it's a good thing, like that was the first thing that he's looking to address. So awesome. That's it. The people that have been in Upland long enough have been burned. I myself, I've been burned for over $500 of stuff from bad players and bad actors and whatnot, and you get an idea of some people versus others, and that's not what's happening here.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a bigger fish to fry with Upland and the powers to be. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. That was actually, yes. That was something awesome. Now, Nolt of the Week. Right. I thought I bookmarked it. I apparently did not. I'll Google it. Upland Nolt feedback. All right. Google.
The footprints of large service structures. To trim those back.
Yeah.
The setbacks.
Yeah, that was one of them I wanted to look at. Absolutely. Submitted by I believe was it Uplandinger? Yeah, Uplandinger. Congratulations, Uplandinger. You have made our Note of the Week. And yeah, anybody that has been trying to organize map assets around structures that have footprints, it can be such a pain in the ass, and so much of the footprint is unnecessary, and they're absolutely right. They're making a point here about just trimming back the unused space between the enclosing rectangles and the 3D objects would be a huge help in empowering players to be able to build up for the uppies. We're doing this for the uppies. Very much a help us to help you, Upland, and I fully support that.
Much agreed.
Yeah. So if you're watching or listening and you find yourself agreeing, head on over to uplandfeedback.nolt.io and show us some love. Give it an upvote. Yeah, send it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there was another one I wanted to point out. Which one was that? What did I call? Where are you?
I think it's
upgrading existing structures. Yep, here we are. This one submitted by Fun Guy, and completely agree with this as well. They make it clear they're not talking about upgrading like a micro house to a small townhouse or a small townhouse to a townhouse. They're talking about different levels of upgrade per structure. So upgrading a micro house to a micro house level 2 to a luxury micro house. And
Sure.
so like when I think about that, I'm thinking like micro house base level is like tiny home, and then like you could upgrade that to like Will Smith's trailer on a movie.
Okay.
Which,
There we go. I'm
if you don't
following.
know, that
Yeah.
was the whole thing. His trailer he required was like 2 or 3 stories big. It, yeah, it was absurd. Right, but you get the point, and I totally love the idea of like, all right, I made my apartment. Can I
Hmm.
turn that apartment into a skyscraper now? 'Cause that'd be cool.
It's like a way to renovate
Mm-hmm.
where we don't have renovations currently. It's either you demo and build, but here's a pathway where you sort of renovate what you already have and just make it a level up.
Yeah, exactly. So those are our notes of the week. That's what a couple things that we think deserve to be upvoted and deserve to be really considered by Upland. And you got to hit these fast because Upland likes to archive them quick as shit. I don't know
That's a
why.
new thing.
I I don't know. But yeah, so check that out. And then beyond that, let's see. Uh. Don't have that segment ready yet. I've got a segment planned called window shopping, where I want to take some just cool map assets in the game that just look cool, highlight where they're sold, that kind of shit. But I don't have anything ready for this week, so next time.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I also don't have a slideshow this week, but I do have 2 slides done. So again, hey, progress is being made left and right, baby. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the community for a second. The Upland community shows, the TV guide of networks of stuff.
Very
Um,
cool.
because
Popcorn.
we're not the only ones out here. And I like what City Pigeon has started doing on Meant to Be, where he points it out as well, and he does a whole little bit where it shows like the different covers of the different people. We're on there, by the way. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're famous. But so speaking of the other shows, now there was no show with for Hyde Park this week. One of them was sick, which bummer. That's always a bummer to hear that someone's sick. Like, hope they're feeling better. No one likes that. Then we had Upland Revival. Did you didn't by chance watch Upland Revival this week, did you?
I did not. I've been just trying to cue in on the time. Hasn't quite gelled with my schedule yet.
Fair enough. Now one thing I will absolutely give them is they keep a tight like half hour. Like their shows are like all like 30-35 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah, I will say in terms of being able to like find like I'm able to knock their show out lickety split.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know how much I agree with them about several different subjective things. Frankly, I'm not saying they're wrong, but difference of opinion. I think that they view Upland way more on the this is an investment I put my money into and would like to get a return on profit wise out of, or my net ROI level of stuff. Like they're they use the word users, not players.
Hmm.
And
Sure.
I'm not saying that's wrong, but as I listen, I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of like playing. Doesn't have to all be about
It,
profit.
it's certainly a fair point of view, though,
Hmm.
especially for those who have put a lot of money in. There's certainly that element, so it's certainly valid.
Hmm.
The theme, though, is Upland is an engagement center, so to speak. So, it can't just be that without the engagement. It all ties together. So, it is a theme,
Hmm.
but we got to look at it holistically, and um, fans engagement, I don't know if I agree with just ROI, because then there isn't a player base. There's not a community. So
Right.
it kind of goes both ways.
Now, I'm talking about them. They're not here to talk for themselves. I'm not trying to take shots. I listen to the show, just giving my take on it. This particular one, I know that they were talking about. They didn't like that you can't crypto into Upland. That you can't just like throw a bunch of your crypto into Upland to um like buy stuff that way. And I there were some
Although,
people.
to be fair, aren't there some ways? I thought there, or at least
Well,
there were.
okay, and that is what there were some people in the chat with them also saying that, and
Hmm.
it so I don't know exactly what changed, but something did change along the way with Upland.
Okay.
Um, there was a time when you absolutely could buy UPX with Ethereum. I know this because I spent about $3,000 worth of Ethereum to buy UPX towards getting Mosswood Park. Like,
Please tell me that's $3,000 in today's value.
uh, well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. It was it was right around the previous all-time high. I'm pretty sure it was. It was like point .9 Ethereum when it was like 3,500, 3,600 maybe, somewhere between that.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so
it wasn't a huge.
it's
Yeah,
not too much of
yeah.
a
I'm not sweating about it. The point I'm making is that yeah, and
right.
I see people saying you still can, you still can. Um, and I I see the same thing that he was seeing on the show. As soon as I try and get a certain amount of money, it just takes me to PayPal. Now it used to just be like you an option, and I
Still
remember
got to.
you would it would give you the wallet to send it to. You'd wait for the transaction. It was a whole thing. I'm sitting there biting my nails, waiting to make sure. I'm like, shit, I just sent a $3,000. So like, if it's an option now, I also don't see it, but it definitely used to. It definitely used to be. So I don't know. But also
Maybe it's just not advertising.
yeah, if there's a way to do it now, I don't know how to, but I'm pretty sure it just used to be an option like alongside Tilia and PayPal and stuff. Like it was just like, one of the options.
Right.
And
Mhm.
then that was a whole other issue. One of them has been having issues buying with USD, like buying a property with USD and stuff. And they showed it on the stream. Yeah, like what it was erroring, wasn't letting them do it. I don't honestly. And that's one of those things where it's like I get that being frustrating for them, but I'm not having that trouble, and most people aren't having that trouble. I don't know if they've emailed support, but I'm assuming they have. But if not, that's what they should do. Click the green buy, click other ways to pay. See, as soon as I click it, it just goes straight to PayPal. It does not. Oh wait, pay with crypto. I'll be goddamned. We found it. Okay, it exists.
Yep, I see it too. Yeah.
To pay with crypto, please ensure that you have the MetaMask yada 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 yada. Oh shit, they accept USDC now? Oh, diggity dog. Okay, well, God. All right, I take back what I said. Dude's an idiot. I don't. No, he's not. He's not an idiot. No, yeah, it's there. Okay, so where did that go? All right, so I clicked it.
Here's the thing: why were
Oh,
they
you got it.
right now spend their crypto on? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they feel it's an all-time high, so it's worth spending.
Okay, so here's what's happening. All right, and shit, I might actually try and find one of those guys and DM him or something, because that's what's happening. Is you click the button, and it's just automatically popping up into PayPal, but it still has the option in the first tab. So you know how like when you click pay with PayPal, it'll open PayPal in a new tab, and then it'll just do the spinning wheel until you finish the PayPal transaction. Same thing here, but if you just leave that tab alone, there it is right there. Pay with crypto. Who pointed that out to us? Who was that said you still can? Spy? Thanks, Spy. You're absolutely right. There it is. We found it. Teamwork makes the dream work. So yeah. All right. Well, glad we. Yeah. K-Twice has some valid criticisms, but definitely some stale examples. I agree with that. But Pfeiffer. And you know that. You know who else agrees with that? Lightning Leg. That was the other. That was another show that I listened to the Upland Revival. I'm listening to him the whole time. I'm just thinking, I don't know, man. It feels a little negative to me. I'm sitting there thinking, like, how am I supposed to be salty? They took all the salt for the whole week. It was a pretty negative show, and so Lightning Leg just straight up, which he's here, so hey, I'm talking about you, but then also you're a community person, so I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, he ripped on him pretty damn well for being unduly negative. And I gotta say, one of his points completely agree with. One of the things Lightning League had to say was that we, the people making these shows, we're what the outside people see about Upland as a community. Put a good foot forward. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because there is a lot of positive. There's there's negative, there's positive, but like I said, salt and sugar, you need them both. And for the record, Lightning Leg, I want you to know I completely agree with you on your point about USD losing its value, and it's only the peg like of what everything's to because the government says so. So I agree. I don't think USD is the necessarily correct target for profit or for value. Personal opinion. Then we got Meant to Be had their show on the road. They were both on the
That
road.
was pretty cool to see coupled in the car, just chilling.
Living in a
Popping
van
one.
down by the river. Oh man. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. But yeah, so that's first of all a lot of fun to watch. I'm sure you guys will have like more success with like streams and whatnot with the people on the show. Because if I heard right, it felt like Splintalk just kind of like disappeared at one point, which that's what happens in a horror movie. I don't know what to tell you. When you're streaming out of a van in the middle of the woods while the other person is in the middle of a work trip, and then you have a third visitor that disappears halfway through. This is a horror movie we're describing.
Scooby-Doo was somewhere in this.
Yeah, no, I was in this episode. I remember. Yeah. And then I already talked about that extension from Caped Madman on Upland After Dark, which I'm gonna be installing and checking out hardcore, because that's just super awesome. And that's pretty much all I've got on my little notepad here for the week. Well, hold on. I got one more. I've been meaning to do this since the very first episode. We're gonna end this show on a little check-in to Kitty Island. Does everybody in the chat remember Kitty
Is
Island?
the cat still carrying the belt?
Holy shit, Lightning Leg is right. I'm Scooby. I have a van too. I live my life in a van. We travel around the whole country visiting festivals and solving... I'm gonna die. But does everybody in the chat know about Kitty Island? And no, City Pigeon. I talked about Lightning Leg's show. That's how I knew about his opinion on the Upland Revival, which I largely agreed with. I will say, Lightning Leg, straight up, love your opinions, love your calls to action, love what you're doing with your show. Once you get to the actual treasure hunting, I largely tune out, though, because I'm just listening, and I'm just like, all right, well, Good luck. Kitty Island in Upland. Yep, that's right, fun guy. And that's what I don't know if everybody in the chat knows about Kitty Island. I know everybody knows about Alcatraz because, you know, everyone knows about these sons of bitches like Clays or Purge 786 or of course the dreaded Distant 187. Damn, it's actually a pretty cool name, Distant 187. Anyway, we all know about Alcatraz.
I feel like Kitty Island is so much synonymous with Crypto Island, or
Well,
just
of
the
course.
crypto era.
Mhm.
And then it just sort of became sort of a relic of Upland, the whole crypto era being the whole pivot that we've talked about in other shows is Kitty Island is sort of the personification of that era and some closure to it, I guess.
I guess you're right, but I don't like to think of it as closure. New beginnings, I say. New beginnings for.
There we go. Sure.
But yeah, for uh. Oh well, hell, I don't know. But hunting is only on the streams, not the shows. All right, well, I don't know, man. I get dings, I press, I listen, and whatnot. Maybe I imagined it. I also don't always make it through all the shows, so fair. You know. Moving on, we're looking at cats now. For those that don't know, early on in Upland, you could retire your crypto kitties from the Ethereum blockchain and send them into Upland, and they would retire here on Kitty Island. See, Tradeezy Sneezy, he was retired and rescued by, and that's what's cool is it just goes in here as rescued by, and so these are actual Uplanders. And they rescued these kitties. And so if you're ever feeling down in Upland and you wanna relax, you wanna chill, you wanna see the sweet, soothing sight of a nice, pretty kitty cat, just go on down to Kitty Island. It's right north of Alcatraz, which is just right north of San Francisco.
And if I want to volunteer to rescue them in this day and age,
Yeah, that's something
you
too.
can.
I don't think you can anymore. I think it's like the Wax NFT portal. Like I think that shit is just closed. So, what are you gonna do? Alright, well, that's all that I have for this week. Before we head off, Sirness, did you have anything that I missed that you wanted to cover?
I think we've gotten a clue again.
We're damn near
And
close
I'm
to
very
solving this
glad-
mystery. We're gonna get it.
One of these days, it's only been a few years.
You know. Well, all right. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. I owe $25,000 to 3 people who I've already written down their names. I wrote them down. That was Big Norm, Wolf Warner, and Phoenix Finney. So reach out to me or I'll reach out to you. Get you your 25,000 upbucks. Congratulations. And we'll catch you all again next week. Until then, be safe out there, and we will catch you cats and kittens on the flip side. Later, taters.